Yeah, it's that time. So yeah, after the McPlant burger went up, later than I was hoping to, but as it turns out, actually not too bad because the McPlant is continuing. It wasn't just a specialty item for January, vegan month. It seems to be at least on for February as well, so that's a good thing. An interesting thing that I noticed, mainly because I wanted to get the book that came with the Happy Meal, because it's the first Sing film, because I don't want the book for the second. Interestingly, they actually come in like paper envelopes now. Problem being, by doing that, it means that I have to open it in a not fancy way just to be able to look at it. Let's try and get through there. And yeah, there it is. A tiny little activity book, which is plugging Sing 2 as well, so it's not like it's just for Sing 1. Yeah, made for 2021, copyright 2022. They knew. So it's interesting that it comes in a little bag, but the big thing is the craziness that is going down. So, we'll start off, if I can get it, with the really crazy one. So I've had Big Macs before. We've had also that 50th anniversary one with the Mac Jr. and the premium Big Mac. Well, this time, and I think this is the first time at least that I've seen it, but I don't think it's the first time that they've had it, we have the double Big Mac. So yeah, it's your usual Big Mac, but there's 4 patties instead of 2. So, because of that, it becomes this big. Jeez, how am I going to get into this? Is this too much? I guess we'll have to see. There's no need to really do a taste thing for this, because it is just a Big Mac. It's just there's a lot more meat in it this time. So is it feasible? Let's find out. Sort of. I don't think the patties are on fully straight, so I'm not getting a full-on proper bite into all 4 at the same time. If you want something that's extra filling, I'd say yeah, I'll have the rest of that probably in a bit. But yeah, in all honesty, it is a bit too... If you've got a giant mouth, then you're sorted. But I think in all honesty, yeah, it's a bit too much size-wise. Price-wise, it probably is as well. So then the interesting one, the one that I saw, which is certainly a first time ever, at least from what the advertising is saying. The Big Mac is switching meats because we here have the chicken Big Mac. So it'll be 2 pieces of breaded chicken in the Big Mac style format with the bread in the middle. So I think this is pretty much it's the same Big Mac stuff, including the secret sauce. It's just we have chicken in here rather than the beef. Let's try and get a... Yeah, you can, if I lift the top off, unveiling it, we do actually have some actual, like, rough chicken patties. In essence, it just looks like a very giant chicken nugget. So I think we'll go here because I see gherkin, pickle, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how it is. The brand new chicken Big Mac. That's got a lot of lettuce. I mean, it is, at first it's weird because it's like, you do sort of expect a Big Mac taste. Probably isn't because I had the beef one beforehand, it's probably not a full on, like, certainly different. I got a good bit of the secret sauce there. And surprisingly, it actually does work with the chicken breast. Rather than being sort of a savoury sort of flavour that counteracts the beef to some extent, in this, arguably the sauce complements the chicken more so. Unsurprisingly, not too dissimilar to what you get with a McChicken sandwich, I'd say. Even though that isn't entirely sort of the same style of chicken breast, like a sort of flattened out, very squished McNugget. Yeah, that is actually pretty damn good. Well, not applause, but full credit to the what do they call them? No, I'm trying to think of the word. Not inventors. Imagineers. I know that's like Disney or something, but the whole idea of taking a concept and actually executing it, it works actually pretty well. I would not be against the chicken Big Mac coming back even, later this year, like how the Big Tasty is normally around twice every year. That is surprisingly good. But the key thing, comparing it to the other one, even though it's not really a comparison, the double Big Mac I feel is a little bit too much. In terms of like getting stuff in, whereas obviously the chicken Big Mac is just, you know, patties sort of relatively similar, if not maybe a little bit thicker than a Big Mac, but not like double thickness, because there's 4 in the double. But yeah, as a special alternative thing, the chicken Big Mac gets chicken feathers up or whatever. How does a chicken do thumbs up? I guess it raises its, you know, it raises its foot, maybe, and does like a peace sign, or does it flap its wing and sort of like point with one of its feathers? Like that, or whatever. Anywho, so yeah, double Big Mac, I don't mind, but not entirely on the you know, not entirely sort of, well, not entirely loving it. It's decent. The chicken Big Mac, on the other hand, is really nice, and is a good alternative if you want something that's a bit more substantial than a McChicken sandwich, and you obviously want something chicken and you don't want beef or anything like that. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. You know, too much to sort of deal with versus actually something that's just right and flavors that work surprisingly well. So yeah, that is all from me for this video. Check out all the other content here on the channel. AJ's movie reviews and verses are coming thick and fast. Owen's got a whole bunch of sip and snacks and other spectaculars from his trip over to California, and I guess trip back from California. Gaming stuff may be coming soon. Wrestling stuff also should be coming soon at some point, with myself and Owen. And then of course the awards coverage, with myself, AJ and Owen, covering all the major movie awards coming up over the rest of the winter / spring, because we move into the end of March for the Academy Awards and everything. There's pretty much something on here every week, usually at the weekends, which reminds me I've got to schedule at least a couple of videos for this coming weekend. So yeah, there's a whole plethora of stuff here. You can check it out on the channel. You know, if you enjoyed this or enjoyed any of the other content here on here, please don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You know, somehow with the algorithm and all that, reacting to it either positively or negatively still works. So do that, and of course, you know, share the channel with your friends if you think they'll be interested in things like this, or movie reviews, or award season content, or Owen's sip and snacks, all that sort of thing. We have a whole plethora of content that hopefully is right in your ballpark. With that, I need to find where the balls are in the park. Yeah, I still don't know how to finish these.